Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Blind. In memory of Moonbrita. Yeah, that happened. Moonfilia wishes to gather the Scions in honor the fallen Moonbrita. And they're gonna give us 7,000 gil. Yay. As Moonbrita was a native Charlian, I feel it only fitting that we gather before the Mark of the Scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? 'Tis a monument found at Rathfrost and is sacred to Thaliak, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There shall we pray for our dear friend's soul and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. Alright. Mark of the Scholar. Rathfrost. That's over here. That's right outside. Still faster to teleport. Not to walk through multiple places and it's still a loading screen, so. There you go. It's even 2 loading screens. And it's not like we don't have money for teleports. We've got plenty. Still waiting for when we get to a new place and we can buy a whole bunch of stuff. See if that happens at some point here. At any rate, we will head down to where we need to head down to. As per usual. Okay. Here. Fly straight there. Big rock in the way. Depends how high we can fly. You know? High enough for that part. Okay. Ooh, this rock looks pretty tall. That's gonna be a problem. Trying to be clever about things. It might not work too well. It's just on the other side of this. Oh. Here we are. Perfect. Where should I go? Destination. Well, that worked. Something. Here's the Crystal Tower. And the dragon. And the stone.
Forgive me, Moonbrita. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Life for death, a fair exchange. Other bargains will be struck.
Ominous. Concerning. What else will we sacrifice? That is the question. Back to the Rising Stones. Okay. While we're over here, we should probably check to see how we're doing on the currencies. Don't want to go overstacking that. I mean, not even the guild, the other ones. Tomestones. Or buy another weapon or something. I don't know. How are we looking? Here. 1766. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. We already bought one for another. So we don't even have 50 yen, so. It's something. Kind of want to save at least as many as we can for if/when we are working on another one when I get a immediate weapon upgrade. Once we get to 50, of course. Until you get to 50, you get all your weapons from the class quest anyway, so it all works out. Minfilia. Though we have said our farewells, the pall of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me, as antecedent, 'tis my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. But I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Artek? Yep. And we're gonna pay you for showing up. Alright. That completes that. "'Tis as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast." Sad times. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duty. Yep. The battles we have fought have taken the lives of so many. Muswa, Umbrita, our fellows at the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of mine own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I'd like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Artek. There is no other to whom I could display such weakness. You are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. That's what I'm here for. That is what I'm here for. A victory won, a comrade lost, and the fallen living forge ever on towards the light of a new day. Alright. Now we're here. Mask of Grief. Minfilia has a request to make of you. Go for it. Have you a moment, Artek? I believe Ida wishes a word with you. I should consider it a personal favor if you lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She has not been herself since Umbrida's passing. My heart aches to see her so downcast. You got it. Speak with Ida. Okay. Right here. Hey. Hey, it's Artek. Great. Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know? Yep. The thing is, I know would tell me off if she saw me moping about like this. Which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. Placed an order for a moon daisy with one a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. The trouble is, I find Rona a bit difficult at the best of times, and, well, this hasn't been one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment. So I was wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Alright. Thank you so much. I'm waiting for you and the daisy at Wraithfrost. Alright. Can do. Hand over the flower payment to your appointment. It's right out here. One loading screen. Just about as quick as teleporting. Or something. Just get slightly closer. Because we're outside instead of in here first. But not a big difference. Not a big difference. Alright. See if they have some wild stuff that we need to do first. Charge! Over here. We've charged too quickly. Yeah, let's teleport here. Can't use it. They don't let us in. What can I do for you today, adventurer? Eldritch trinket to trade. Flower payment. Second gil received from Ida in exchange for a single moon daisy. There you go. Eh? They got you running errands now? Well, science really know how to make the most of your talents, don't they? Sending the savior of yours there to the bleeding market. Fine use of your time that is. Seriously though, you'd best learn how to say no, or they'll have you mucking at the chocobo stables next. Anyway, what was it you were here to pick up? The moon daisy, was it? Here then, take it. Until that Ida lass, I've got a wide selection of headwear in stock. She ever decides to replace that naughty old mask of hers. Gods knows she needs to. Huh. Daisy to with us. Just fly out of the building. Okay. Take our same path back here again. Worked the first time. There's that dragon that we have with us now. That's a whole thing too. Let's see how that plays out. Anyways. Hey, you know. Rowena can be so annoying. She'll just not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. When I tell her I like it just fine, just the way it is, she says it again, and again, and then again, it drives me crazy. What I mean to say is, I really appreciate you doing this for me. So anyway, let's see it. Flower, moon daisy. Moon daisies are often hung to rafters, trees, or other elevated locations, represent the celestial body when performing holy rituals to the goddess Mephina during daylight hours. There you go. Maria loved these things, you know? I hope that somewhere, somehow, she knows I'm still thinking of her.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
What was that supposed to mean? Ominous. Oh. Oh. You attacking Dravanians? Is that what's happening now? Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what I think it is?
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me? We
Yeah.
have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
We gotta go. Yeah, that's also a problem. Alright. Moon days to delivered. Next situation. Gotta go back. Get back. So much a problem that's gonna be for us here. But it definitely needs to be dealt with. Obviously. Maybe all this help with Ishgard, they'll let us into the city at some point. They got teleporters in there. It's totally a place. It's gonna happen sometime. Eventually. Alright. Emergency meeting. Again. Always another emergency. Lots going on. Lots to do. Okay. How are we looking? What are we thinking? What are we doing? Off and on. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Umbria's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Kurthus will soon arrive. We must hasten to hear her report. Alright. Apenad awaits the arrival of the Ishgardian envoy. You're in there? The envoy is here. Thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I'd forego the usual pleasantries, if I may. Certainly. You come with news of the Dravanians? Aye, the dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the central highlands a short while ago, and Melwood was joined soon after. Sir Eric himself sallied forth with a contingent of temple knights and several companies of the noble house's finest. The beasts were ultimately forced into retreat. Our victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own, too many. Will not withstand a second wave should the Dravanians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. Is it reinforcements you seek, then? We do, though it pricks our pride. It is plain we cannot protect Ishgard with our ranks thus thinned by the Horde. So Aymeric would meet with you to discuss the possibilities of enlisting your aid. Very well, we should part for Kurthus at once. I must warn you, however, the involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Oda must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind, I must make another request. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the grand companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? Though I will gladly appeal to the grand companies on behalf, I dare not promise a favorable reply. You need say no more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean Alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. Yep. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. I see. Very well. Shall send envoys to each of the allied nations and have them present your request directly to the heads of the grand companies. In the event that your plea does receive a favorable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured that I speak with Sir Americ's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request, a personal appeal to you, Warrior of Light. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you, regardless of your fellow's involvement. You faced Midgardsormr and survived. Anything you can share of your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Indeed. We could even ask him about it. Thank you. You are the mental of hero well. To it seems the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek help when you arrive. Our take. Okay. Head that way. I can blow up some dragons. That is something I can do. Alright.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken. Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
Dang it, Iceheart. Come on. You gotta stop this. Do we need to blast you again? I'm gonna blast you again. My goodness. Camp Dragonhead. That looks like the bridge over to Ishgard or something, so. Yeah. They've taken down the barrier. That's not good. That is not a positive development in this barely even considerate a war effort they have going on. They immediately almost lost during the first wave, and how the second wave has destroyed their defenses already. Yeah! 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 Hey, off and on. How's it going? It's not going well, I know. It seems I was the swifter, aren't I? You two, however, have arrived with time to spare, for our host has yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about camp tell of some manner of trouble at the gates of judgment. In the Lord Commander's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. I had a vision that everyone there is dead already. But we can go check it out. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Huh. There's fate. So ignore that. Lots happening here. By lots, I mean, oh, there's still people here. How are you guys? Oh, whatever. Dyspeptic Dragoon. Oh, they came from further in. Heretic scum, how dare they meddle with our divine protections? To rid our nation of their blasphemy, if it means cutting them down one by one. Trembling Temple Knight. We need not fret overmuch. There are yet several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion. Weather will be fine. These are not going to be fine. A bothered bowman. The gates of judgment are much more than mere doors. They are almost layer of Ishgard's magical wards. If our first line of defense can be so easily shattered. Yeah. And it... Tenderhooked Temple Knight. When I laid eyes on Lady Iceheart, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. That's not good. Can we come through and help? Twould seem the heretic struck the first and most telling blow against Ishgard. Scions, we expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies. We chanced to hear that there had been trouble at the gates and thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you have learned of the heretic's treachery. Lady Iceheart led a force of her followers against our defenders, came close enough to dispel the first of our wards. Let us speak more of this back at the camp. Sir Emmerich awaits you. Oh, what was? The worms roar. Now it seems eager to return to Camp Dragonhead. Yep. Lady Iceheart has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let us do as we were bid. Return to Camp Dragonhead. Lady Hushfont will know where Sir Emmerich means to receive us. Right in the dungeon background side. It's fine. That's what I meant. Whee! Oh boy. Right over here. Eh. 'Tis reassuring indeed to behold the currents of a friend when one's homeland tears upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence stokes the flames of courage within my heart. Ah, but you did not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattling. Lord Commander has arrived, and treat with you in the intercity. Yep. As expected. Fly on out of here. Whee! Or just walk out of here, but that's fine too. I'd like to come into this room again. Hey, sir, shall I show you inside? Yep. I want to stand on the table. Let me have this. Maniac busts into the room, stands on the table. Your hero is here. I thank you for coming with such haste, and apologize for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Iceheart and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, we are but recently returned from the gates of judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if you would prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary, Master Ofnan, I think it more important than ever that this meeting takes place. Rest assured, I shall return to my post on Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and stalwart ally, Estinen. Estinen? Looking fancy. May I present to you Ishgard's Azure Dragoon. An impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of Dragoons. They are formidable warriors all, yet even among such masters of the lance, Estinen is without equal. He, out of all the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, and may thus contend with any Dravanian. You flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. You are the adventurer of whom they spoke. I see now why my blood fair sing in anticipation of our meeting. Well, now that we have all been introduced, let's proceed to the matter at hand. I would share with you what we have learned of Iceheart's design, as confessed by the heretics taken captive after the assault on the gates. To see that Lady Iceheart and the Dravanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Nidhogg, one of the 7 great worms. His name features prominently in your nation's history, though once defeated by the hero Haldrath, the beast is said to have terrorized Kurthus since Ishgard's founding. Aye, many are the scars our walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to raise the city. The trophy Haldrath plucked from the bested worm's skull, known simply as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard and one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature would be restored to the height of its strength, and then no wall or ward we could erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal mind could comprehend the depths of his rancor. Thanks, big guys over. The eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. But though stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretics, the dragons are another matter. There are individuals within the Dravanian horde who an entire company of knights would labor to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Nor does age rob them of their strength. Though the endless march of years the dragons endure, patient, calculating, inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time. And that is especially true of the great worms. They who spend centuries in slumber, only to wake and resume their campaign, as if mere hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies, 20 years for him to gather his strength, and for us to bolster our defenses, and now just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at the gates. You believe that Lady Iceheart is in league with this creature, then? Of that, we cannot be certain. Though we know the heretics covet the eye, we've been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hole their mistress has seen fit to rend in Ishgar's protections. It is a weakness the Dravanians are not like to leave untested. So it would seem, you described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander. Yet I cannot help but wonder at your candor. Why share such sensitive information with us? I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, and I have you bolster our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons. This much I expected. Unlike our arrangement concerning the Keeper of the Lake, however, only you stand to benefit from our assistance in this matter. I fail to see why we should intervene in a conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Dravania. When the Orsian Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during Operation Archon, you refused us. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, the horde would have little cause to linger. Most return to their lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Kurthis would be buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of beasts and beastmen. Until the Garlean's arrival, that is, for you may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Kurthis. They would not even have to draw steel. An imperial province sharing a border with Mordana? 7 hells. Very well. We'll assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament, but we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgarian brothers to face the coming horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would. Now upon the matter of the roar, allow me, Sir Emmerich. Though the power of the eye, I have become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength, his essence has stolen into my very blood. Wild. Fear not, I am in full control of my faculties, I assure you, and the eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It is not essential that I bear it with me wheresoever I go. Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice. The worm who roared was Nidhogg I. He means to hurl his horde against Danafin's collar and shatter the remaining wards that protect the city. There can be no doubt the worm has summoned his minions to war. Well. Oh. Hi. Though the circumstances are far from ideal, this desperate endeavor will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the sister states of Eorzea together in common cause. So Emmerich was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated. Suppose one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. But did you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance? The Lord Commander has long campaigned for Ishgard to open its gates to outsiders. I suspect some softening of the Holy See's attitude towards foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. The days ahead promise to be interesting indeed. Quest complete. Committed to the cause? eventually, it's really looking like this is moving towards, we get to go into Ishgard here. Or at least go to the Western Highlands first. And fight over towards Dravania. Lots of stuff going on here. Got the Dravanian Forelands, the Hinterlands, Alshire, the Churning Mists. More things. More places. Let's move in that direction. Probably. We'll see. Next time. Goodbye.